Good afternoon, everybody. Let me get my strap on. Can I get myself a bit more centered? No, I need to go the other way. There we go. Sorry I wasn't here yesterday. We ended up going on a trip. not a long one or anything. Just over to one of the bigger towns, which was fun. Went to Walmart and went to Hobby Lobby, and I got me some fabric to make curtains out of eventually, and found more fabric I would like to make curtains out of because they had watercolor dinosaurs, which were fantastic. And we're back to hunting. Seeing how I didn't stream yesterday, I will be streaming tomorrow. We will get an entire 5 days of streaming this week, and provided no shenaniganery happens. There's always a possibility. Hope everybody had a decent weekend. Alright, I did unmute myself because every once in a while I forget. Don't notice for like 45 minutes, and then a third of my stream is just me, my lips flapping, and you not being able to hear me, and I hate it when that happens so much. They released a bunch of the pictures of a bunch of the merchandise for Pokemon Worlds this year, and I'm a little disappointed by Pikachu in a leather jacket. It's cute, but it's like, you couldn't have done anything else other than Pikachu in like a varsity style jacket. Yeah. They're always fun though. Of course, to be fair, following up from Japan and then how much fun they were able to have with the Hawaiian themed Pokemon last year. Where is it this year? Anaheim, and then next year's San Francisco. I guess Anaheim might be a little harder to follow up on. Oh, hopefully I get this shiny dude this week. I'm ready to go hunt fish. Also, hope you guys are staying cool if you're live somewhere that's hot or just getting really humid. We finally turned the air conditioner on yesterday, and it's on again today. Because it's not like horribly hot, but oh my god, the humidity. Excuse me. Still need to rearrange my shelves and stuff. I might do that later. I'm so happy I found the so my favorite Disney movie is Beauty and the Beast. And a few years ago when it's been more than a few, several years ago when the live action Beauty and the Beast movie came out, they released a bed set that was stained glass, kind of based on the stained glass you see at like the beginning of the movie and then at the end of the movie. And I wanted it so bad, and I got money for it for like my birthday, and I was like, yes, okay, and you deposit money in my account, and I went to order it, and they were sold out. I was so sad. And you can't find it anywhere now. You know, every website that say they has it or shows you pictures of it, it's out of stock. I could maybe find it on eBay, maybe, but I'm not desperate enough for eBay. But they have a fabric, just regular, you know, quilting, just fabric that is the same pattern. And I was like, okay, seeing how I can't find the quilt and stuff, at least, well, the comforter, like, I want to do curtains for my future bedroom in this fabric. So I went and got some yesterday. Do I technically know how to make curtains? Technically? Am I any good at sewing? Probably not, but I'm still going to give it a try. I do need to get a backing color for it though, because I do want them to be a little bit thicker than just general thin curtains like my ones here are, which are just, you know, whatever the pattern is and on the one side and then a white back. So next time I have a bit of extra money and we go to either Walmart and somewhere with a Hobby Lobby, I'm gonna see if I can find a nice navy blue. And then get some yellow/yellow gold thread, because I'm going for the colors of Beast's overcoat for his suit and then Belle's dress. But that'll be a little bit. That's a later in the future thing. And these are probably going to end up hand sewn because I don't own a sewing machine. But it's, oh, I can show you guys the watercolor dinosaurs. Where is the one there? Here we go. I need save images. Okay, here. I want to show you guys these watercolor dinosaurs because I kind of adore them. Browse watercolor dinosaurs. Whoop. These are the watercolor dinosaurs. And I very much want to try and find a, not quite a tie-dye, but like a multicolored backing for it. Probably preferably in lighter colors, which it shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. If not, I think I would go with just a single softer pastel color. I'm going to do my best to like hand make 90% of the curtains going up in my trailer. Which I can crochet, at least the basics of the crochet. You know, I can single stitch and double stitch and half double and triple, and could do, what is the Tuscan stitch, I think? If I looked at the booklet and refreshed myself and dug out one of my big long crochet hooks. But I don't want crocheted curtains. I could do them, yes, but the single problem with crochet is that it's holy, just by nature of being crochet. So I will try my hand at sewing. And if they're not perfect and a little wonky, that's fine, because the last time I took a needle to anything was to hem a pair of pants, and that you don't have to make look any sort of pretty. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I can bribe my sister. She sews pretty good. Of course, if it's anything like my dad getting his trailer back, it'd be 3 years before I got them. Actually, Dad's girlfriend might know where a sewing machine I could possibly borrow is. I know one of her daughters crochets. I don't think she sews, but I think her mom sews. I'd have to see how she was feeling, though. Otherwise, I'd offer to pay her to fix me a pair of curtains once I got all the materials, but she's not been feeling well lately, so we'll just have to see. I'm in no huge rush for it. It's gonna be hopefully sometime next month when we get it moved down here. And then there's like at least 7 or 8 months worth of work to be done, just little bit at a time, so it ain't no rush. But I do like trying to have the materials and stuff early. I have a teeny tiny thin little tote. I guess you can't really call it a tote. It's just a container that has like a couple of sets of dish towels and oven mitts and stuff that I got like 5 years ago. And I have a few plates and stuff from Dad's girlfriend being like, hey, do you like these? Would you want them for your house or whatever? Because at one point in time I was doing well enough. I thought I was going to be able to get one of the sheds and turn it into a tiny house. So I got a handful of kitchen stuff from the dollar store one fall. So I don't know how many of you guys go to the dollar store regularly. We do, because it's where we get like cat treats and the dog treats and whatnot. Something else we get there for semi-regularly. What is it? Oh, we go there for Dad's chocolate-covered cashews. But, I like walking down just like the furniture and home stuff and whatnot. And, you know, the one aisle they change out every couple of months for the season. And I don't know why, but this year's thing being like jaguars or whatever, the kind of tropical jungle patterns, has me laughing a little bit. I mean, it's nice and bright and pretty, but my brain is like, okay, I'm ready for fall stuff again. we've had 2-3 weeks of humid weather, and most of that humidity has been because it has actually rained a little bit every day for like the past week and a half. So I'm already tired of humidity. Like, okay, I'm ready for October/November. Sometimes the humidity dies in October and sometimes it dies in November. One year we had in October, towards like the middle, it was still 100 degrees outside. It's like this is supposed to be fall. October rolls around and it's fall. Like, this is not how seasons work. It is not supposed to be summer still. What is it? September, October? Yeah, September, October, November for the fall seasons, technically. I don't mind summer. I just don't do heat and humidity well. I say it, you know, I live in the South, so I gotta suck it up anyways. Little bubbles in my water bottle. We have had so many trades, my dude. Please don't let us get to 4,000 trades. Please, I will take finding the shiny the end of this week, when I'm just about another 1,000 some odd Pokemon in, but please don't let this be a 4,000 Pokemon trade. I'd almost say forget it and start doing this hunt in Sun or Moon, but I don't have a foreign ditto for those games anymore, and I also don't have a shiny charm for either of them, so it wouldn't matter anyways. I could maybe do okay with an SOS battle, but I don't remember if the Cubone call for other Cubone. I know there's a chance you can get a Kangaskhan in a Cubone SOS battle. So I feel for Johnstone right now. He's hit the point in his shiny hunting where he is to Reshiram and Kirim. Not Kirim, Reshiram and Zekrom. Good! I'm gonna get to those at some point in time, and I'm gonna have to Dynamax Adventure them. Oh, that'll be so much fun. Whereas I am going to kind of do my best outside of, like, the incoming game being released, you know, Legends ZA, and shiny hunting whatever I can in it. Outside of, like, that, I am going to try and kind of shiny hunt what I have left gen by gen. And then when it comes to doing, legendaries, I will try to do them semi in order. I make no promises because it'll be up to Gen 4 being done in Legends, not Legends, in, Brilliant Diamond. Other than the Gen 1 Legendaries. And then anything Gen 5, Gen 6, Gen 7. I can't shiny hunt any of the legendaries from Gen 8, but anyways, for anything from the other 3 generations I don't already have shiny from, like, an event. I'll be having to hunt as well. Please, Game Freak, give a shiny legendary Pokemon for the 30th anniversary event so I don't have to shiny hunt, like, 30-something Pokemon. I think most of those would actually be, Ultra Beasts. So if I can poke through my copy of Moon and see exactly what Pokemon I'm missing, which I think is like Sylveon, I might be able to get still be able to get the shiny charm in that one. Then I guess I could. Can I shiny hunt the Ultra Beasts? And I can't remember. I'd have to look. So please, Game Freak, make Savali and Type Null shiny huntable in other games. I'm not saying necessarily in Legends ZA, because we probably won't see it in Legends ZA, but if you stick it in the Gen 10 games, please let us be able to shiny hunt it in the Gen 10 games. All these black and or purple dudes, I still cannot actually tell if they're meant to be black or purple. No, she wants to lick your plate. My dad fixed him something to eat, so Stella's in there begging. Giving him big old sad eyes. I gave her a bath yesterday just because she's had some dry skin and stuff, and we have dog shampoo that's meant to treat dry and itchy skin. He banged on something and now she's ready to bark. And you give me big old sad eyes, Mama. No, it's like, baby, yes, you got dry skin so bad from the heat and humidity. Of course, I let her out of the bathroom, and immediately she jumps up on the bed and starts rolling around. It's like, honey, I love you. Honey, get off the bed. I don't want to have to sleep with wet dog smell. Which it actually probably wouldn't. It's never really before, but it still like, Stella, get off the bed. She'll hop down and give me a look and run through the house. Like, come on, I'll get you a treat for doing a good job in the bathtub. Bless her, she don't make me fight her when I do it. She gets in and gets out on her own and stands there and gives me the big old sad eyes. Mama, are we done? We're not done yet, baby. I gotta rinse you real good. The cat must have found something else to watch. 'Cause usually he's in here pestering me about this time. Actually, he's probably watching one of the half-dozen creatures that eat the sunflower seeds in the backyard. We had a rabbit. No, we had 2 rabbits. A bigger rabbit and a baby rabbit. At least 2 to 3 squirrels. 2 chipmunks. And like 3 or 4 birds in the backyard eating sunflower seeds the other morning. I looked at Dad and said, Dad, we're just going to have to get one of those things that lets you put out like 5 different types of food for birds and stuff at one time. And just feed all the creatures. Dad'll laugh and point at one. I need to get my gun and shoot that one right there. Squirrel and gravy. And I'm like, Dad, you couldn't open the back door without them running off unless it's that one squirrel that has like half domesticated himself. We have one. You can open the back door and he will run away, but he only runs so far. And he'll turn around and he'll look at you like, well, are you coming outside? Do I need to run more? He barked at me the other day. I went outside to feed the dogs and didn't realize he was out there because he was on our light pole. And he barked at me. And I turned around and he's like on the other side where I couldn't see him from the angle at the back door. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. I didn't know you were here. Might have to try and get a picture one day. Guys, I'll have to ignore the mess in our backyard. Alright, come. Have you guys seen the trailers for Animos? I watched it the other day just because it kept kind of popping up on my feed, and it's of course it's a monster capture game, but it's like really prettily animated and stuff. It's very clearly meant for like an Xbox One or a PS5 or something, or like a PC. But it's pretty and very cute. And you know, of course in the comments everyone's like, look, a new Pokemon killer, and it's like, guys, Pokemon's made it 30 years. There's not a franchise on Earth that they could make now that could completely kill Pokemon. But yes, Pokemon having competition is good though, because it forces them to strive and improve. I mean, heck, I still have Pal World on my Steam wish list. If I'll ever actually get it to play, I don't know, but I still have it on my wish list. That was a wild, what, month and a half, 2 months when it was real big, and you know, it took everybody about a month or so to get to where they didn't have anything to do other than like stockpile resources because they hadn't put out the new update yet. And now you hear about it, hey, we're doing an update, and it's like, okay. was it that released the other week that like everybody was playing? It wasn't Fantasy Life. It was something else. Oh, Deltarune. Chapters 3 and 4, I think, when the Switch released. Almost 2 weeks ago now. We went to Walmart yesterday, but I didn't look to see if they had any in stock because I don't have $500 for one, sadly. She must have got hung. I'll have to go let her in a second. She got her cord hung on one of the steps. Guys, let me go free my pooch and let her inside. I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, she's been let in and she got her a treat and she's good. She'll either stay in the living room or wander in here to lay down beside the bed or behind my Papa-san chair. Dad got a good laugh out of that the other day. He looked at me after I was off work and he goes, I spent 10 minutes looking for your dog earlier. And finally found her like she was behind the Papa-san chair. He goes, yes, she was. She goes, I thought for a minute we'd left her outside or something and she got loose. I was like, no, she just likes hiding behind the chair. I think she, when the window's open and we got a good breeze, it kind of bounces off the walls and the shelf and she gets a good little breezy spot in that corner. Oh, I guess she's hanging around in the living room right now. Let's see. Started out with 1634, which means I'll be ending today at 1838. Sounds good to me. Get my last trade done, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 Pokemon I think I have to hunt in the wilds, and then it's fossil Pokemon, and then it's legendaries. See here, Goldeen, Seaking, Staryu, Starmie, Jinx. I feel like I may be forgetting one there, but I might not be. Whoop. I dropped the phone. I did that the other day. About dropped it on my face, laying in bed watching stuff. For anybody who has an Android, I do not know if iPhone and stuff gets it. The Data Dex is a really useful app. This is my... Sorry, that's at a all sorts of out of focus. That is the list of Pokemon I have left to get shiny in this game. Oh, don't mark that off. I'm not finished yet. Marowak, Goldeen, Seaking, Staryu, Starmie, Jinx, then the fossils. Yeah, okay, then the legendaries. So I am almost finished with hunting in this one. Hopefully this shiny charm works on fossil revivals. Of course, in this case, I will only actually be doing one fossil hunt for each. I'll be doing Ammonite, Kabuto, Aerodactyl, and then for Amistar and Kabutops, I will be actually hunting them in Sword and Shield. I want to check that last, Marowak, the one before this one. Mostly because I don't want to have to go and revive or get a bunch more fossils. it's time consuming, and it'll be kind of nice to hunt in a game that isn't Let's Go Pikachu for a bit. Which doing another Ammonite and then another Kabuto should take about 2 weeks. When I was hunting ghosts last October, it seemed to take me about a week to do each one. Because I did a Punkaboo, I did Galarian Yamask, and Deomines? Did you do another one after that? I don't think I did. I think I ended up only doing 3 because I was finishing up another hunt in the beginning of the month. I was about to say, ooh, I should do that this year, but I can't do that this year because the new Pokemon game comes out in October. Maybe I'll make it a goal to get a couple of shiny Punkaboo. Because I have a friend, Punkaboo is one of their favorite Pokemon, so they might like a shiny one. Or if rumor is true and Alpha Pokemon are back, which I could see maybe, but also it easily being a maybe not, maybe I'll shiny hunt a Alpha Punkaboo or something if there's a place it or Gourgeist spawns. We'll have to see what October brings. And how busy I am in October. Been seeing all sorts of little leak videos and stuff for Legends EA, and it's like, guys, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know what characters show up, nothing like that. I don't care about finding out new Mega Evolutions. Though I did end up accidentally seeing a list of all the supposed new Mega Evolutions and taking it with a grain of salt, even though a lot of people seem to be taking it as gospel. And it's like, no, it's like, I will happily wait a week before Legends EA comes out to start getting Pokemon leaks. And just Pokemon leaks. Any and not even like mega leaks, just like any new Colossian Pokemon or like new evolutions or something we might get. Look, I'm gonna hope. I'm gonna hope until we get next month's trailer and it like squishes my dreams. But generally, Pokemon leaks are about the only ones I'm interested in. And that's because I like to pre-build my team before I play the game, so... And that's something I've done since, like, Gen 5, I think. I went into... Of course, with Gen 5, you know, the Black and White released... God, 4 or 5 months in Japan and stuff before it released in the US. So they weren't really spoilers at that time because they had been officially released. But I knew what team I wanted to play Black and White with before Black and White came out here in the US. And I've done that ever since, actually. I've done that for every game since. Even the remakes, to an extent. I didn't really have a plan going in for, like, Let's Go Pikachu. That ended up being just a remake of a team I used a long time ago, but that's still fun. Wonder if we'll get any other regional Pokemon in Legends EA. Kind of like how we got the Alolan Vulpix in Legends Arceus. It would have to be one of the ones that evolved by, like, stone or something, though, I think. And it would probably have to be an actual, like, regional Pokemon, not a Pokemon that was a base form like Pikachu and evolved into a regional Pokemon. That would actually be kind of fun. Actually, make it a Galarian Ponyta. That's a very France-coded Pokemon. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed using Galarian Rapidash in my Shield playthrough. Of course, Galarian Farfetch'd would suit as well. Of course, that's just fun thoughts. We'll have to wait and see what exactly they're going to give us to play with. They got a pretty good sized pool of Pokemon to pick through if they're sticking more or less to Gen 6 Pokedex. 'Cause Gen 6 had a lot of Pokemon in it. Be about halfway through this hunt tomorrow. There's some part of my brain that keeps expecting, like, one of my Marowak to spontaneously turn shiny when I trade it with him for some reason. I mean, I'm spontaneous, waiting for a spontaneous shiny from his end, so. Which, considering I did almost trade him my shiny Marowak at the beginning of the thing, yeah. Fun times. Not really, but fun times, kind of. Another regular dude. You guys ever have a Lego set you like really want to put together? I have a Lego set and it's like book lovers or lover of books or something like that. It's a little Lego figure with a bookshelf and like a chair and stuff. It's not one of the big huge ones. It's one of the smaller ones that cost probably like 20 bucks. And I thought, thought about it the other day, and it's like, let's look that up. Let's see if they have it on the Lego website or, Walmart or something. And none of them had it, and like the only ones available were the ones from Scalpers. So they're all like $100 and something, and it's like, like no, heck no. I will wait. I will wait a year and a half for this to come back in stock if I must. Like, you guys are not getting that much money from me ever. I could spend so much money on Legos. That desire I have for the Rivendell Lego set. And there's like 4 or 5 other sets there I wouldn't mind having either. Like all the plant Legos. Yes, I would love all the flower and plant Legos. I wanted a bunch of the Jurassic World ones at one point in time. Not so much for the sets, I just wanted the Velociraptor Lego figures. Like, just give me the raptors, please, and I'll be good. Need to replay a Lego Jurassic World. Had so much fun with that game when I got it for my DS. Well, my 2DS, because I can't see 3D. I made a big thing of it when I got it. I got a little package of Jurassic World dinosaur figures. I got something else too, but I don't remember what it. Oh, it was probably yarn because I was crocheting a lot at that point in time. Look, I know the Jurassic World movies are kind of dumb, but they're fun to watch. They're like the Tremors movies, except they're not B-list movies. Actually, I don't know if the Tremors movies were B-list movies at the end there. There's so many people I need to introduce those movies to. At one point in time, I had actually I have them all on DVD just about, except for I have up to 4 or 5, so I'm missing like the last two. I had a friend, she's like, oh, I've never seen those. It's like, oh, I'm gonna fix that. Of course, when I showed her the movies, there was only like 3 out, I think. It's like, nope, come on, we're watching the movie about the giant prehistoric worms. Me and Dad sat in the living room one year, when it had snowed and when the power went out. We have a little generator, so it was enough to run like the fridge and the TV and the Wi-Fi and like the microwave if we wanted to microwave us something to eat. So we huddled up in the living room and watched the Trimmers spent most of the day watching all the Trimmers movies. I think I slept through about the last 2 of them. But it was fun. Curled up on the couch underneath the, I want to say probably my Afghan. 2 pairs of socks and a warm pair of pants and one of my hoodies. She must have found her a good place in the living room to lay down. She does that on occasion. On the couch or in the sleepy time chair. Called such because I can't sit down in it for more than like 20-30 minutes without being ready to take a nap. It's one of those old worn down chairs that's just like gotten extremely comfortable. Need to rewatch the Trimmers movies and need to rewatch the Paranormal Activity movies because they're kind of like the Jurassic World movies. I can't say the Jurassic Park ones because Jurassic Park ones will always hold a special place in my heart, but they started out really good and just got kind of dumb. But they were the fun kind of dumb. Need to poke Mama Blue and see when we're watching Next of Kin. Because they put out a new one like 4 years ago. It's kind of a side story, I think, and we never managed to watch it. But it's free on one of the one of the apps I think my sister has. Because we share a thing, so some of the movies and stuff we get on like YouTube and whatnot they can watch. Some of the stuff they get on YouTube we can watch. So I think we're gonna try and watch it one day this week. Actually, I think I have most of the paranormal movies too. I bought a box set like a few years ago that I think has, if not all of them, almost all of them. The sudden desire to get up and check. You start going to the thrift stores again and looking through DVDs. Excuse me. Just not now because I don't have any extra money right now. Need to try and find me a new Two Towers DVD. I lent out a few movies to a friend of the family a couple years ago, and she lost my Two Towers DVD. Probably gonna end up having to buy a new box set of those. Also still need to get the last Hobbit movie. Break up my collection. that for a couple weeks, though. Poke Dad, see if he wants to go to one of the thrift stores in town. Well, I say thrift store. It's not really a thrift store. It's one of those little flea market stores, I guess, where people can, you know, rent out a little section and set stuff up there for to sell. And get oodles and oodles and oodles of DVDs. Which my PlayStation 4 plays them, so I can't complain. No, Amazon would probably be my best bet for a singular DVD. At one point in time, I actually had the DVDs. I don't remember if I was missing one though, because there's a reason I bought a new set of them. I was missing, or one was damaged enough, and it was like, okay, let's just buy a new set. What was I missing? Oh no, actually I might have left those at my mom's because she enjoyed the Lord of the Rings movies too. That might have been it. I don't know. Don't matter. No, when my stepmom had cable, she they were on so often it was ridiculous. Cannot tell you how many times I'd wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and just not be able to go back to sleep. So it's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna turn on the TV, see what's on for a little bit, you know, because that helps me get sleepy sometimes. And the Lord of the Rings movies would be on like TNT or something. And I was like, oh, okay. She got up one night and walked through the living room, because it's just a little apartment, just a little one bedroom. I'd sleep on the couch when I went to visit. She walked through to get her a drink or something. She paused and she goes, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm watching Lord of the Rings." She goes, "What?" "Yeah, Lord of the Rings is on." Like, I couldn't sleep, so I thought, hey, maybe if I put on the TV for, 20-30 minutes, it'd make me sleepy, and Lord of the Rings is on. And she just laughed at me, got her drink, and went to bed. I'm like, night. Of course, I think I went to bed about 30 minutes later. Good movies. They're kind of like they're Jurassic Park movies, or at least the first Jurassic Park. They stand the test of time. They look fantastic even now, like 20 years later. Oh my god. Like, movies need to stop getting older, because, good lord. Like, the first Harry Potter movie came out in, like, early 2000s. I actually was not interested. My sisters were. Or one of them was, and they drugged me along with it, and it ended up a thing. Yeah. But god, those came out in the early 2000s. Lord of the Rings came out when I was in middle school, which was at least... what was it? About 2002 when I graduated. 6. So that was about 2003, 2004. Good lord. Movies need to quit aging, so I stop being reminded how old I am. That's what I think every time I see one of those posts. Hey, look, this game franchise is 25 years old today. And it's like, oh my god, really? Like, it can't be this old. It just came out 5 years ago. That was Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, Kingdom Hearts 3 can't be that old. It only came out a couple of years ago. And it's like, wow, my internal timeline is messed up. Of course, Pokemon turns 30 next year, so... Can't say nothing. I think the only thing I've been interested in longer than Pokemon was like nothing. I'd say Power Rangers, but I grew out of Power Rangers when I was younger. Why am I getting a ding? What is it from? Message from a friend. Got an artsy friend. Can I show you these references for this picture I'm doing? I really like this comic. It's like, I know what comic you're talking about, but go ahead, show me your references. Alright, last Gengar, which probably will not be shiny, but heck, who knows? Ooh. Ooh. He is fancy. Wait, that doesn't... There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to reply to a friend who lives in a different time zone, so we don't get to chat except for like very specific times. I was not paying attention to that last Pokemon at all. I'm sorry. So I try to at least be semi-engaged with them when they do pop into chat. Alright. Time to reset. And then batch number 2, which will take me to 838. Which means tomorrow I will pass the 2,000 point, which will be about halfway. Provided I don't get extremely lucky and get this Marowak within the next batch of 102. Which I should hit a 50 point, not tomorrow, but the day after. Thursday I should. No wait, hold on, today's Tuesday. I'll be getting to 38. Friday. I keep thinking it's Monday. But it is not. He does look very nice. I'm probably about to, start a conversation we're gonna have to have later. Alright, let me check that first one, because I was sending a message. Fellow Marvel fan was showing me a dude called Voodoo in the comics, who represents like Haitian voodoo, and he's very nice. I like his design. Of course, it kind of rings like Hobie in Across the Spider-Verse, and I absolutely adore Hobie in Across the Spider-Verse, so... But she's like, yes, I'm taking inspiration for a picture from him, and it's like, awesome. So gotta love a man in a suit. Also, those little videos of like men in corsets. Oh my god, I love those videos. More men need to wear corsets. Someone's got the volume turned up outside. Can hear their speakers thumping. What in the... Is that a bird? Or is it a bug? Sorry, I looked out of the window and I see something that looks like it is either a hummingbird or a very big, like, wasp or dragonfly or something. I'm sorry, my ADD is showing. Oh good, he must be talking to his buddy. He can get paid. He did work last weekend, and he has a friend who's... Whenever his friend worked with him and payday rolled around, it was always, oh, I need paid today, I need paid right away. But sometimes when it is the other way around, his friend will be like, Friday will roll around and they won't get paid, and Saturday rolled around and he didn't get paid, and well, he couldn't get paid Sunday because the banks are closed, and he didn't get paid yesterday, and it's like, okay, dude. He's a good guy, but he's so scatterbrained. Yes, we're going to trade again. We're going to trade as many of these guys as I must, and then the rest of them that are not shiny and those that are left over from not being traded are going to go to Professor Oak. Dad was so proud of himself. He got a little bit of extra trim from the job he did last week. And it was just enough to finish doing the trim in our bathroom. So he picked me up from work Saturday and he's like, look, I finished the bathroom. The bathroom is finished. And it's like, good job, Dad. I sat there and clapped for him for a moment. And he looked at me and goes, I'm getting tired of the green in the kitchen. It's like, okay, we'll do the kitchen next. Which could be any time in the next 6 months. But I think we've agreed on a kind of peachy orange color. Because as much as Dad loves green as well, there are still 3 rooms in our house that are green. No shiny. Hold on, let me reply to this message. There we go. I've been showing my friend comics and like comic summaries on YouTube and stuff because they're iffy about some of the sites you can go to read them for free. And they're like, here, you've turned me on to these comics. I'm gonna turn you on to this one. It's like, okay. Alright, regular Marowak. Alright, and we're to a point where conversation can lull naturally without me just feeling like I've just dropped them. Leggages. I had a laugh. I watched a short the other day, and it's this dude whose tire falls off of his truck on his way to work. Just legit falls off his truck, bounces, and ends up in the woods along the side of the road, and he's not gonna go get it. Like, I don't have a spare. I don't remember if he has someone bring him a spare or if he somehow manages to get someone to take him back home because he's like 15 minutes down the road from his house and get him a spare, and or he gets another truck or something. I don't remember. I'd have to watch this again. So he makes it into work, and on his way home, the same tire on the same side, but well, not the same tire, but the tire on that same side gets a flat. Okay, fine. He changes it because he remembered to bring an extra spare this time. And then 15 minutes down the road, in more or less the exact same spot the tire fell off that morning, he gets another flat. So he goes, okay. He goes, I'm going to walk down the side of the road and see if I can find my tire from this morning. So he does, and he finds it. And he tromps down into the woods of probably 70, 80 feet. He gets his tire and takes it off the thing and puts it on and finally makes it home. And it's like, oh my god, dude. Like, you have just had a hell of a day. I hope you went home and had a beer. It's like, because that kind of luck would have me going home to have a beer, and I don't drink beer. I barely drink wine. It's like, but I would need alcohol at the end of this day. Did you talk to Chris?
Yeah, he said, I forgot to leave your money. I got it in my pocket.
That sounds like him. He has Dad's pay. He just left it in his pocket. He forgot. It's like. Okay, so I can't say anything. I lost $100 bill one day by accidentally throwing it in the trash in my bedroom. It didn't make it into the big trash in the living room, in the kitchen, thank God. But it's like, oh, it's like, what did I do with this? I just had it. I picked it up with like a paper towel or something. It was under the paper towel, so I picked it in the paper towel and threw it away. And it's like I was about to give myself a heart attack.
Anytime we go to Walmart or somewhere else,
Yes.
I want a shower gun with butterflies. I
Okay.
want 2 butterflies in the bathroom.
Okay, that's what we thought it was originally. We
Yeah.
didn't realize it was sea themed. We saw
I
the
know.
pastel colors and thought it was grass and butterflies, and it
But
turned out.
butterflies, especially with yellow, butterflies look good in there.
Of course, it don't look bad at being the nice,
Yeah.
brighter pastel colors. No, that's fine. Worst case, I'll take that one in there for the main bathroom in the trailer, and
I'm not worried about it.
no,
If
but
I said nothing, that's a butterflies.
yeah, we can do butterflies in the bathroom. No, that's not a big thing at all. My dad likes flowers. He got a bunch of tiered flower beds and stuff in the back. And we repainted the bathroom last month to a nicer, brighter yellow that's probably about the yellow that's on the frou-frou. And the shower curtain we got a few years ago after the cat shredded our old one because that was his favorite place to hide. It was in between the outside the tub shower curtain and the inside the tub shower curtain. And we were looking through them for for something just, nice and light and pretty, because the bathroom was dark green then. And we found a curtain and we thought it was grass and flowers and then like bees and butterflies and stuff done on it in like the lighter kind of watercolor pastel colors. It was not. It's seagrass and like seahorses and stuff. And both me and my dad's girlfriend, after we got it hung up, looked at each other and went, I thought that was flowers and insects. So Dad wants, I guess next time we go to Walmart, he wants to try and find see if they have a shower curtain with butterflies and stuff on it. Hi, you. I'm surprised you weren't in here earlier. Really? I have your brush in here now. I found it this morning. Yes, I did. I can brush you. You're not gonna come stick your head under my arm like you were last night. I was loving on him. I was scratching it along his sides. And he was butting his head up against my shoulder. And he had it just about pushed all the way underneath my armpit at one point. Just nudge, 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 nudge. And it's like, Bubba. It's like you push yourself any further under my armpit, you're going to fall off this desk. Yeah. Hi. I'm sorry the windows aren't open, but it's hot and not really hot, but it's humid and sticky out. We could probably get a dehumidifier and leave windows open for a little bit more. Yeah. Hi. This is my boy. He's a pain in my ass. He likes to make me almost trip over him. You should have seen that coming. You should have seen it coming. Yeah, yeah. Can I have another 5? Now he's rubbing his cheeks against my fingers. You rub your chin? Huh? Can I rub your chin? No? Sometimes he lets me scratch his chin and sometimes he doesn't. He'll lay down every once in a while and I can rub his belly, can't I? Only when he's on his side though, and kind of dozy. If he's on his back, don't do it. That's a trap. That is, mother, I secretly wish to play. Look how cute I'm being. Come rub my belly so I can grab your hand. Yeah, I know, that window gets foggy. It's because it's cracked. It's a double paned window, and it's cracked on the outside because Dad or someone flung a rock and hit it with the lawnmower. They flung the rock with the lawnmower, not the lawnmower. So it's got a crack in it, so it fogs up during the day. Do 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 do. What? I don't want you. I don't need you here. All you do is get fur all over my desk. All over my desk. Just fur all over. I don't want your fur. Can I help you? What are you doing? You're not helping. You're not clear. I can't see through you. I'm straight up surprised he has not just walked in here and just laid down completely over my keyboard. Headband. I'm going to assume that Marowak wasn't shiny. I have a cat in my field of view, so I couldn't quite tell. Hi, are you here to help? Let me check that last one real fast. Just to double check. I like to think that if it was a shiny and I did miss it, you guys would be kind enough to tell me. You know, that's fine. Alright, we're good. But that was fur for a bit. That's just loose threads on your collar. Yeah. Oh, lover boy. You lover boy. Yeah, I love when you some. Uh-oh, you ready for another nap? You're welcome to take it in here. He's been laying by my pillows the past few days. Say, Stella joined us in bed for about 15 minutes last night until you got up on the shelf. And I had to get up to chase you off of it. I can empty off a shelf because I have shelves above my monitors here, and then there's the shelf here which you guys can see part of, and then the 2 shelves back there which he is not allowed on whatsoever. But I have emptied the shelf above my monitor before and had a big section of this one empty for him. And if it is empty, 90% of the time he wants nothing to do with it. He looks at it and is like, look, empty space, and continues on. But as soon as I put something back up on it, because okay, it's been a month and you've not laid down on here once, as soon as I put something back up on the shelf, he's got to get up there and investigate. I think it was after the Q-tip I had up there from me cleaning cat fur out from between my keyboard keys the other day. Actually, I need to unplug my keyboard and pop the keys off and give it a good clean. Get all of someone's fur out from between them. Actually, I would kill for one of those sets of unknown keycaps. Having some of those would be awesome. Okay, I probably wouldn't kill for them, but I would greatly enjoy having a set of them. I love seeing like the I don't know if they're like streamers or if they're just kind of the aesthetic people you see on like TikTok and YouTube shorts and stuff who have the gaming setups that are just like pristine and they have like 15 keyboards and it's like, where do you get all these keyboards? Do sponsors send them to you, or are you really just making that much money off of this, or are they just really cheap? It's like, how do you have 15 different keyboards? This person I follow on Blue Sky named Ash. That's not their full name, but they're kind of an aesthetic person as well. I do think she streams on occasion. I just never watch them. But I follow her because I just love seeing her set up pictures. And she's one of those people that it seems like every 5 days she has a new undermat for like her keyboards and stuff. And it's like, chick. Like I got a mat last April, the day the eclipse happened, because they took it to the church next door and left it, and I didn't get it till after the eclipse, because when I took Stella for her walk. And I've had it since then, and I've considered getting at least one other one so I can like swap them out on occasion or something, but it's like, chances are I will have this until it's shredded and frayed and faded, and then I'll get a new one, unless I end up setting up a little desk in the main bedroom of my trailer, my bedroom, to set up like my laptop or something in there, in which case I might move this one in there and get a second one maybe. I'm gonna ruin the dark academia-ish feel of the bedroom with Pokemon. I wouldn't care. Wouldn't care a bit. But it's like, how do you have like 30 or 40 of these? Where do you keep these? Because like, I've seen your room. Do you have a little closet or something you can keep these in? And like, I'm picturing just like a shelf in her closet. One shelf is like 15 different keyboards. The shelf above it is the bigger, wider undermats that you can put under like the keyboards and the mouse pads and stuff. And then the one above it is the smaller ones. Like, you were always so aesthetically pleasing. Of course, there's a person that has their gaming set up in like a roll top desk, which is awesome. We have a roll top. I would not try to put my gaming setup in there though, because it's not big enough. That, and you also can't like set the monitor and stuff all the way back, because it's got a bunch of little cubbies in the top of it for like to hold mail and stuff. Of course, she could have had this one specially made, or had it tweaked, had like anything inside taken out so she could fit her monitor and stuff under like a shelf at the top of it or something. I haven't seen any of her things in a while, but she's one of those people who have like aesthetic clutter. She has just so much stuff, and it's like, I would be knocking so much of this stuff over. It sets an open teacup down by her thing. It's like, you don't have a cat. It's like, I could not do that. I would be knocking it over, because it's on her mat. It's literally right above her keyboard. It's like I would knock that over so many times on accident. Like, there's a reason that my water bottle, and before my water bottle, my cups are always set over to the side where I can't accidentally knock into them with, you know, when I'm using a Joy-Con or something. Hi, Bubba. Hi, Bubba. Hi, Bubba. What? You just feeling unloved? You shouldn't be. As much as you follow me around and shove your head under my arm and stuff, the cat fur. You lay down later. I'm giving you a really good brushing. I need to get one of those little, like, steam gloves. Or steam brushes or whatever it is. Where you put a little bit of water in and it steams up the fur just enough to help the loose fur clump. I'm sorry, you can't really see out that. If I could fix the window, I would. I actually think we have an extra window in the garage, because we were supposed to put a new one in the back bedroom as well, and it never happened. We just don't know if it's the same size window as this one. And I think Dad's forgotten it's in there. We'll see if he ever remembers it. That's a thought for later. We have a bunch of little, like, not like super fancy lights, but kind of like the fancy but reasonably fancy lights. And a dumb thought earlier, because I showed Dad the fabric I got for my curtains and stuff. And literally like 45 minutes later, watched a video where this dude is like being a Disney fan in the store, and he shows this big chandelier, and Beauty and the Beast music is playing because it makes him think of the chandelier from Be Our Guest. And my brain just went, put a little chandelier in your bedroom. And it's like, I don't want a little chandelier in my bedroom. I want a fan in my bedroom. Maybe a slightly nice ceiling fan in my bedroom, but if I can manage it, I'm going to have a fan of some sort in my bedroom. Kind of hoping the one in the living room still works. Not the living room where we're living, but the living room of my trailer, which hopefully will get moved down here next month. We've got to wait for it to dry enough to be able to move it, and it's been raining, and you can't move it while it's wet, because you don't need the blocks you set it on would be cinder blocks. Because I guess that's what they're generally set on. There's probably other kinds of blocks you could set them on, but generally I think most people here set them on cinder blocks. And you don't need the cinder blocks you set them on to sink, because that would unlevel the house. So it's got to be really dry out when you move it. But it's been fun. I've been poking into little and big things for it again. I was looking up fence posts and the pricing on like wiring and stuff the other day, because we're gonna fence in a decent sized section behind the trailer and what would technically then be the backyard. Right now it's just our big side yard for Stella to run around in. So I was kind of looking it up for that, because I would love to be able to do a couple 100 feet of fencing and give her just a big old, maybe not a horribly wide section of yard, but at least kind of a long section of yard to run around in. Which I think when it comes time for us to do it, I'm gonna suggest to Dad we start it the end corner of the trailer, which is the master bedroom and bathroom, and then go to about where the dining room is, which is around half the trailer. It would be around 30-ish feet. Maybe a little less. So give her a nice section that would be at least 30 feet wide, and maybe if I can do it at least 30 feet wide and 30 feet long. Which is not like a huge amount of space, but 30 by 30, that's like, see, 10 by 10 is 100 feet. So 300, so that'd be about 900 feet, I think, for her to romp around in. Which probably is not as much as she has on the run, because the run stretches from one side of this part of the yard to the other, because it goes from the front porch to a big tree. And then she's got a 30, no, not a 30-foot cord, a 25-foot cord, something like that. But it would be 900 feet of space for her to run around in. Honestly, if I could do it, I'd love to give her like a 30 by 50 section, but I'd have to do measurements and stuff and see how much it'll all cost. Because the fence posts are only like $5 or $6 per post. So that would not be the big thing. The big thing would be the fencing itself. What kind we wanted to get and just how much it is per roll. Which actually, if it's thick enough, we'd probably want to do the rabbit fencing, which is smaller towards the bottom, but wider towards the top. But I'd love to give my girl a good section of fenced-in area to run around and roam in for the last few years of her life. She's 9 or 10 this year. She's a beagle. I know she might have 6 or 7 years left, but that's a maybe, because you never know when they're gonna go when they start getting older. And there's no telling if fixing up the trailer and getting everything done will take a year, or if it'll take a year and a half, or if it'll take 2 years. I'm hoping it doesn't take 2 years. I'm hoping that if it takes 2 years, that it's a bunch of small little things we have to finish. Things like maybe doing a back deck and an okay sized front porch and whatnot. Honestly, I'd be good with about not quite a 5x5 front porch, but maybe it's 7x7. That way there'd be plenty of space to like set stuff down on the porch and open the door. Maybe stick a chair or something out there. But I would like a good sized back porch. It wouldn't have to be anything huge, but I would love it to be at least 8 feet wide and then run a decent way down the outer wall of the master bedroom and bathroom. I have half-formed ideas of wanting to get some, like, at least comfy seating and a projector screen and do movie nights on the back porch. But that would be a, hey, I've got moved in and settled, you know, I'm paying bills, I'm able to put away some mad money now, and that'd be what oh, excuse me, I don't know if I wanted to belch or if I wanted to hiccup, or if it was just an air bubble caught in my throat. That would be one of those things that would come after, because one of the main priorities, either first or last, this will depend on, you know, what Dad says. Will it be better to do this now or do this after, or what will be like fencing in the backyard, and then I want to do pin a little catio. Maybe not anything horribly wide, but I would like to make it a little long. Because I would love for him to have something he could... It might not be anything like super fancy like the ones you see that are like 10 feet high and have all the pathways and the things for them to jump and stuff. It might just be something simple for him to go out and be able to watch the birds and lay on and stuff. It basically be an outdoor kennel. But I want him to have at least, that, so he can go outside and enjoy the breeze and watch the birds and the critters and stuff. Because I know he'd love it. With as much as he's in the windows and stuff, and in spring you can open a window and he's there in like 5 seconds to stick his nose in it. But Dad wants to do I can't call it a false roof, a second roof, which is basically he wants to build the framing and over top of the trailer, and then put down a second roof. That way he could run roofs for like a front porch and a back porch off of it. And it would add an extra layer of protection to like the trailer roof in general. Which I'm not against. I gotta ask him how much he thinks that would be. Because hopefully if I can get at least a part-time... I'm going to start looking officially next month, so hopefully I might have something by August or September. That might be the first thing we do, other than some of the major but minor repairs that are needed inside. That would be replacing a couple of bad spots in the floor. One spot where something damaged the roof enough that like it made a big bad spot in the ceiling. I apologize, I'm rambling about the trailer again. Then, but if that will be a thing and it's not going to cost like $15,000, which I don't imagine it will, the shingles or metal, whichever he ends up wanting to do for the roof, will be the most expensive thing, probably. And considering he's got some shingles from when he did our roof, it'll probably be shingles, which is fine. But I'm gonna ask if it would be better to make that like second priority over some of the general repairs the trailer needs before we start repairing the inside. If that'd be fine, hey, I'll start saving up and we can do this a little at a time, or you can get all the materials for it at the lumberyard, because they do tabs there. You can go and buy lumber for a project and then pay it off a little at a time, over the next handful of months. So if it'll be best to do the secondary roof first, that'll be the first big thing, I think. But it's another one of those things, we just gotta wait and see. We gotta get it down here first. Because I asked him this morning, because he was talking about it for a moment. I said, it wouldn't be too bad a trip down here, because it's about a 10-mile trip, I think. It takes us 13 minutes to get there. He goes, that's about 10 miles is right. I said, it only takes about 15 minutes to get there. He goes, well, it'd take a bit longer to come back with the trailer. And it's like, well, yes, that's expected. You do want to be careful moving a trailer. I said, but what I meant, technically is that it's not far away. It's not, we're going out 80 miles and moving one. Because I looked up how much it would cost to rent like a trailer axle for a day. And the price varies on distance you're going. If you want them to come and unhook everything and rehook it back up, or if you just literally need to borrow the axles. Leveling was another thing they offer, if trailer movers offer. Which we just need the axles. I don't know if it's one or two. It's only on one end. I found this out from Dad. The other end actually has a ball joint, which hooks up to like the trailer or whatever that's going to be pulling it, or truck, because you can pull trailers with a truck. It's got to be a strong enough truck. But apparently the other end attaches to the vehicle. Because I was thinking you put wheels on both ends. Look, I've never actually seen a trailer moved before. I've seen them, the ones that they like move half the house at a time, or the pre-made buildings, the Dirksen buildings. I've seen those on trailers, but they are literally on actual trailers. They lift those up and set them on them, and then lift them off and set them on the ground. I don't see many mobile homes. Of course, for all I know, newer motor homes you can move from either way, but this one's old enough you can only move it from one direction. Excuse me. That'll be interesting. I know when it comes time to move it, I don't know if I'll be going up there with them or not. I don't know if I would be in the way. Which, considering they would be doing the stuff outside, and I would probably be inside, fixing some of the cabinets and stuff to where they won't bang, because they have there's a little dining room, and it has a pair of, they're not like cabinets, they're kind of Curo cabinets that have stained glass in the tops of them, so I'd want to tie those so that they couldn't bang if they hit a big enough bump and it unlatched them or something. Excuse me. But other than that, I'd be going in there and mostly getting a bunch of trash that had been left. Dad knows the people who own this trailer, but we don't know why they moved. Looking at it, we're assuming it was probably grandparents who owned it, and it's more than likely they had to move out suddenly, either because of health issues or they moved out and were having it fixed up. It does look like they were doing some renovating, putting down new floors and stuff, and then health issues might have happened. We don't know, but it sat a bit empty for about 4 years. And it has some wear and tear in it, but it's actually in pretty good shape. It does need a really good clean, though. And I will totally be wearing a mask when I go in to clean it. And gloves. And I still might poke Dad and see if he wants to go set off a couple bug bombs in it a day or two before we move it down. Just because it's summer and it's a time of the year for spiders and stuff. And wasps. And we wouldn't want to bring any critters with us. We have checked and stuff for roaches, and it doesn't show any signs of of those kinds of pests, thankfully. His dad says you can tell because the corners and cabinets and stuff will be stained brown from roach poop. There looks to be a little evidence of like mice, but that's not surprising. And there was a squirrel that built a nest in a dresser. And then last time we went up, had the back door open for extra light and a bird flew in. So we had to leave the back door open so the bird could get out. Whereas we've had that happen here. I went into the kitchen one day because the cat was just going nuts and there was a bird in the kitchen. We have a tiny kitchen window, you know, the ones that are generally over sinks. And the screen in it is holy. And it wasn't a big bird, so we figured the bird actually managed to somehow land on the screen in one of the holes and actually worked its way into the house that way. And so I caught the cat and tossed him in the bedroom and went and opened the back door and moved around the kitchen enough that he flew back outside. It's like, my dude, like, I don't know how you got in here, but this was a heck of a thing to find at 8 o'clock in the morning. Possibly earlier. See, I should have about 20 more left. Hello, Thimdrick. I don't know if I said that right, but I gave it my best try. I'm sorry, I don't have a Vulpix. And I'm playing Let's Go Pikachu, and I think I get Growlithe in this game. You need someone playing Let's Go Eevee for a Vulpix. I'm sorry. I traded for my Vulpix. I have a friend who has Let's Go Eevee. I don't have Let's Go Eevee. I just have Let's Go Pikachu. I'm sorry. So there's no Vulpix in these games, just Growlithe. So you're on Twitch. My thing should specifically say I'm playing Let's Go Pikachu. Yeah. You need someone playing Let's Go Eevee, my dude. What? I don't know what you're talking about. What kind of spectrum? You've lost me. I am confusion. I am gonna decimate the local Marowak population at this point. My dude, my guy, the only thing other than the Pokemon in my team I have in this game are Marowak. I don't have anything else I could trade you. Ah! We got him! Hey, Purple, finally! Oh my god, thank you. I don't have to do this again tomorrow. I can start the Goldeen hunt. It's over. It's done with. There he is. He looks so nuts. He looks, I keep thinking that if I hit the thing and can I not? Order moves. I don't, oh, I keep thinking I can spin him around, but I can't. But no, I'm sorry, my guy. I don't have anything. The only things I have in here are my are on the Marowak, then my team, and some of the Alolan Pokemon for some reason. Why didn't I transfer you guys into home? And a Gyarados. Why do I have another Gyarados in here? Alright, so that took 1,822 trades. Not bad. I think the hunt for my second Alola Rattata took about 1,600. So we are a little under odds. I know I just saved. Hush, I'm an anxious saver. Okay, so let's close this out. And let's go put the shiny Marowak and Pokemon home so I can't accidentally delete it when I'm getting rid of Marowak later, which you can't accidentally delete shinies. It does warn you, like it does in Legends Arceus. But no, Thimdrak, I'm actually not doing trades at this moment. At a point later in the future, I will be doing trades for other Pokemon because I need to stick in home for the shiny Meltan. And when that time comes around, it will be in my title that I'm trading with viewers. Okay, that's raid boxes. Trade 1, trade 2. Oh, hold on. Let me switch over to my controller. Because it is easier to do this with the controller. These are all my shinies from Legends Arceus. I have so many shiny Bidoof. I need to go dump a bunch of these guys in the Wonder Trade and Pokemon Home for the phone. All my friends out creamy, including the shiny ones. Okay, let's see here. Teams. That's Gen 1. Which I'm almost finished with. The okay. I know why these two are here. Okay, I was very confused. I just moved them over here so I could put the shinies in their place and forgot about it. See, here's the shinies. So I didn't have to scroll all the way back over. I need Gen 6 because that is the generation Alolan Marowak was introduced in. Gen 4 Hisui, Gen 5. No, I need Gen 7. Gen 6 is Kalos. The only Pokemon I will be hunting from Gen 1 in Legend ZA will be Kangaskhan and Pinsir. And I'm literally only waiting for ZA to come out because I know it has them. Valley, did I go past it? I might have. It might have been on that first page there. Rikurio. There's Raichu. There's the Meowths I need to do. I do need to do the Meowths. They will be an egg hunt, though. Rikurio. Lycanroc. Lol. Oh, here we go. Here he is. gonna set you there for a moment. Alright, another one down. So I'm down to 12 or 13 Pokemon to hunt. Tomorrow I'll be starting the Goldeen hunt, which should be interesting because it's in a very weird spot to hunt. Alright, let's get these guys moved out of here. You guys can go down here. Those are the ones I popped in from Let's Go the other day. It'll probably be popped back into Let's Go whenever I restart it. That is my plus. Save changes and exit. Alright, we got Shiny Marowak finally. It only took me, what is this, day 15? What day are we on? Day 15. It only took me 15 days to get all three. It could have been a lot worse. So I will say goodbye for now. I will see you all tomorrow where I will start the Goldeen hunt. I hope you have a good evening. Bye bye.